2 for Army Recognition editorial team at ShieldAfrica 2019, the International Defense and Security Exhibition in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. ShieldAfrica, it's more than 150 companies from the defense and security sector from all over the world. It's an opportunity for all the defense companies to showcase latest innovation and military equipment for the military forces of African countries.
So we at ARQUUS are very much focused on Africa. We have a lot of activities in the region, of course not only in Ivory Coast but in the whole African continent. We are proud to offer a very competitive and a very good range of products which is fitted for African conditions, and we have customers in the whole regions providing some light and medium heavy, tactical and armored vehicle. We have, I think, a good pedigree in Africa with the ACMAT and Power and Renault brands, which are, as you know, the components of ARQUUS. Then we have a long experience, and I think we have products which are very well fitted to the specific conditions in climate, in road conditions of the African continent. We have also a good track record and good service backup for all the vehicles which are being used both by the African armed forces but also by the French armed forces which are operating throughout Africa. We have battle-proven equipments, and of course now which are becoming somehow, especially this Bastion vehicle you see behind me, becoming a little bit like bestsellers, I would say, and used by a lot of African forces involved in the ongoing peacekeeping operations in the Sahel in particular. Well, first of all, to continue being aware that they need to invest in security and defense, which is definitely the base for stability and economic development. Second, that they need also to take care about the kind of long-term vision on how to build capabilities in defense, including, of course, programming and planning for the equipment itself, but also for the maintenance part of the fleet, which is so important, of course, to keep a good operational availability of the equipment. So that would be my main messages.
I am Thierry Duquesne. I am the director of the light range, which means all the vehicles that between 3.5 ton GVW and 20 ton. So effectively, we are introduced, if you remember, in 2011, the first vehicle, which was the ALTV-1, with a base based on the commercial large range of commercial vehicle. So now we decide in 2017 to pass on the new one. We decide to invest and to change the rolling base of this vehicle. The concept is the same. We have capitalized on the assets and the strength of the first vehicle. So that means a deep militarization of the base, which means modification of the front suspension, rear suspension. You will see the tactical tray on the rear of the vehicle. So all these assets has been kept for this concept. And we have profit of the experience of the former vehicle by changing the rolling base. Now we are on the Ranger chassis, and this Ranger chassis has a big reliability. We think it's the best vehicle in the world today, and so that's why we decide to go on this vehicle. We take a large commercial range vehicle, but we deeply militarize it. That means that we have a large long range of the autonomous. We have more than 800 kilometers. We upgrade the payload, and we have the largest surface and volume for the rear tray. We have like we call the tactical tray, which means that it's a kind of polyvalent. You can have a weapon system, you can have transport with a standard pallet, ISO pallet, or you can take 8 people in this rail tray with a large comfort. That's a real vehicle for Africa because of the reliability, and due to the first vehicle now we have still less electronic device inside. That means that if you can see inside the power pack compartment, you will find quite no wires. All the thing has been made in order to meet to be compliant with the reliability expectation.
Here, HGH, we are here to expose our systems for security and defense applications, which are the Spynel systems. So we have the Spynel C running, spinning next to me. So these are thermal cameras acting like radars. So it's a fully passive thermal camera to detect any intrusion all around the site. Our systems can detect and track any intrusion, so people or cars or even drones anywhere around. It's up to 8 kilometers radius on a human, and so it's a fully passive technology. So you can detect and track everyone, everything, and record everything without being disturbed or disrupted by any other system. We have a lot of products available. We have 15 different models, and they are competitive systems to ensure all that is linked to defense and security and all that is perimeter security or border control. So we are alternative solutions which can be very efficient for their needs.
My name is Husky. I'm the technical advisor to DCD. We produce armored vehicles for NATO countries and for Africa. So in Africa we focus on the APCs, which is the Springbuck range of vehicles. They are very easy to operate, very easy to maintain, and we think specifically designed for this market. We think the requirement is there definitely due to all the threats of the ISIS and all their ancillaries. We speak to people from the military, the Gendarmerie and everybody, and it is very clear that cross-border operations is also a big problem. So that's the reason we are here at this specific ShieldAfrica conference, and we believe our vehicles will help to solve those problems. For the armed forces, the military as well as the police, our vehicles are ideally suited. They carry enough people. They have the necessary mine protection and the necessary ballistic protection. The mobility of the vehicles are excellent. The product support is brilliant. So I think our vehicles would definitely contribute.
I'm François Traxay. I'm the general manager of the French subsidiary of RUAG. RUAG is a Swiss group, but in France we are specialized in simulation and training tools or devices for all the security and armed forces all over the world. The CITAL, the small armed indoor training simulator, we used to deliver in France at more than 50 systems. So it's a basic system for all the forces to train their initial training to be sure that they can handle their weapons in a very secure way, and to be sure that they will use their assault rifle with the best efficient way abroad. For sure we have technological add-on value, but I think that the added value in the gene of RUAG, it is the way that we fit the solution to each customer, and our add-on value is the pedagogical assets that we use throughout our simulators. No need to have a simulator if behind the simulator you don't have someone able to understand, able to help the students to better handle. So I would say that our pedagogical added value is, for sure, we are close to the French army, very professional army, and these systems are using pedagogical assets, so that it's a real added value of the systems. From 20 millimeters to small pistol, we can replicate all the weapons you need. My main message is that you need to be well trained. You need that your soldiers or your people, when involved in security, know how to handle very perfectly your weapons. So you need people trained, and it is the best tool to train your people with the most efficient cost. Because compared to a real fire range, if you will have to train, for example, I would say that this system is maybe 10 or 20 times cheaper than real training fire ranging, for example.
Pour le bienvenu du directeur de l'École nationale de police. La capacité à l'intensité, attention, go. L'après-midi, nous aurons une autre démonstration